Like you brought a kid to Yankee Stadium, you brought kids to Yankee Stadium, and then sometimes as a coach, I'm sure like, oh, you assume the success in a way, but you also have to assume that failure and how much that hurts that kid, and just I don't know, like I can only relate through my kids, but you have kids, but you also have these kids, like you say, you got a pitcher killing it in Florida, you got a catcher who's a stud. These are your legacy. These people are who you gave their black belt to. Like you're the sensei in that way, and they will remember you teaching them a very pivotal time to be to accountability, because there's no more accountability in sports because it's black and white, right? It's just nobody can influence it. I mean, influence you to be better, sure, but at the end of the day, it's still you showing up, and society can't really like mess with you in the other ways that sports is sort of free of. And it's cool that you have that legacy. It's cool that you've done all this. So, last year came close. This year, a couple of games in, I looked up the schedule. How many people have come over from last year? Like how many seniors you have and stuff?
I only have two seniors
Mm,
like that play.
yeah,
I have like, you know what I mean? It's like four seniors, but only two seniors that play. I have a young team this year,
yeah.
which is not being negative, it's a promising year next year. It's looking like
Hey
I'm
man,
you know, it's gonna be an unstoppable year next year.
that's the perspective too, that you weren't offered because you had such a hot start. Like now you sort of have to work backwards.
Yeah,
And I see that where you just went single A successful year, double A almost championship, triple A, then COVID last year in the final four. You know, you're building the plane while flying it, but you've also flown so far with it. And it's hard to manage yourself that way. And I could see like you
yeah,
can't.
but you get a taste of it though, man, and
I
you want it
know.
back. So it's like,
And
no,
most people
we're
who are
working hard.
most people who are in the process of learning how to coach, which you still are in a way, don't have
Yeah,
that taste. You know, they don't have that taste. And I think in the end, if you won that championship, it might have hindered you. I'm not saying that you would have, whether you win more championships or not, or any. It At the end, when it's all said and done, when you take the whole picture of Anderson Almonte's career, the loss was better because of it. You are a better man because of it. You grew, and
it's
growing and
true.
progression is more important than anything else. And that's that's man shit. That's adult shit, and kids will feed that, and you offering that is a win all the time.
That's true.
You know,
But you mentioned South Bronx. South Bronx came up now to AAA. They have a good team. Monroe always has a good team. We got to shout out to Mike Turo.
Mike
You know,
Toro. I know I'm gonna have him on soon. He's just busy.
yeah, the guy is like
He's a legend,
a legend, when it comes to PSAL baseball. Um,
like a legend, man. Have you seen the
yeah,
scoreboard?
yeah. So Mike
Yeah,
Turo's,
yeah. Mike Toro
yeah,
Field, man. I mean, he
yeah,
deserves. They should put a statue like Rocky out there,
yeah.
bro.
That's like one of my goals, believe it or not.
Oh no, I feel
I mean,
you.
10 years down the line, because, it's going to be a little hard, but
I have my people. I
you know what
interviewed
I
him
mean?
last week. If you listened in the last interview, that's one of my Mike Turos. I look at him and I'm like, uh,
Yeah,
you know how much you need that. You need those people because as good as you are, you know how far you have to go, and you want to go that far.
yeah.
You know,
You also mentioned the age gap in refs, and that's a big deal, man, because I don't know what it is, but PSL has a lot of like older refs, and like they can't really get to the play. They want to call the play from the other side of the field because they can't move, and it's unfortunate, but it's real. It's real. It's messing up some calls because they cannot get there to the spot. You know
you're
what I mean?
you're not criticizing. You're analyzing their skill
Yeah.
level. It's like I wouldn't expect my 2-year-old to do a backflip if he's never been taught. And not only that, even if I teach him, you got to teach him as like a 2-year-old. They teach everybody the same. Not only that, they don't even teach him right. So you're learning not right, and you're learning somebody who's being who's been 25 years in the game, and somebody who's just coming in the same time. Like
That's right.
where is that?
It's a big gap.
there's no development, and that that causes people up top to not grow, and that causes people in the bottom to get discouraged, and that discouragement could keep prevent them from keeping doing it, keep them out in general, or it can put their process in a way where they are it's going to take them longer to get better. And I've seen that. I talk to coaches sometimes. In wrestling, it's a little different. In wrestling, I'm not blue, I'm me, because it's individual. I walk onto a field. I'm not only am I blue, I have a partner, and it's a little more personality based. I think it's the development every year. When I'm done with baseball, I know I have so much more to bring into wrestling, and then when I'm done to wrestling, because they offer such things that are the same coin, but one's heads and one tails, and I could bring them together. And one of those things is we don't allow the first year officials to do certain games that, and it's not just because of lack of teaching, and there's just not that many umpires. So sometimes you need to have a warm body, and that's another thing.
That's
That's
another thing.
another thing. And but chicken or the egg, which comes first, right? I'm gonna attack it in the middle. I'm gonna hopefully develop a program and get kids out of high school, start them on a recreational level, confidence, not only confidence, accountability to and way to grow. So okay, you've earned this. Now you can go here, like a belt system. And I think that's the only way to make officiating. Not I should say the only way. I think that's the main way to start
The
is
best
to.
way.
Yeah, I'll find out if it's the best, but I think this is the best approach. Until I
Best
try it,
approach.
and I don't want to think if I won the game before I had like some PSAL team that was a double A. But no, but that my goal is to really like we're in this to make whatever we put in there better. Like we want better, and and we have egos, but it's not about us, and we allow our egos to be fed by the accomplishment, not by what we say. And you learned a hard lesson in that. And I don't get every call right, and a lesson in not getting every call right is coaches validating me in a way where I can be honest and we could disagree, but that's that. There's no argument, and and that takes time, and that takes effort, and that takes experience, and putting kids in that situation where they have first year and they have to deal with you. They're not going to be able to tell passion from anything else because they don't know. They're too worried about messing up. And then if you're too worried about messing up, you're not going to get better, and you're not going to do yourself a favor being on the field where you don't care. You have a job, and you don't have to worry about somebody else not being able to be good at their job. And that's a big something got to be done, and I'm going to try. So
I
you
like
know,
that. I like
and
that.
and in closing, let's what being realistic. You have a young team. What would in your eyes be right now, a couple of games in, a successful season?
Making it to the third round in the playoffs, or maybe the quarterfinals, that'll be a successful season.
Got it. Yeah, that's simple. Build from that.
Yep.
Build from that.
I always tell the seniors, play like this your last year. Because when you give us your all, some kids will give more because they have more to come. But you got to give us your all. You're not playing high school baseball ever again in your life. This is it right here. So I tell them that. That's a little thing that I talk to them about.
Mm,
But
I
my guys, I train my guys not to argue with umpires, man. All right, that's a big deal for me. I don't let my kids argue with umpires. All right, that's like one of my rules in my team.
Yeah, and it should be binary in that way. When you work with past high school and players who are trying, this is their career, money. You can't rob them of. You can't do oh, you're up by 10, and you look at the batter and be like, strikes a little bigger. You can't do that to these people. And you have to offer them sort of what I would offer like a varsity coach, a little more rope because of the passion. And I don't offer that to players of high school level. Like yesterday, a kid I threw out, he stood on the plate after a strike call. And I'm telling I I looked at the bench and I looked at everybody. I said, time. I was like, everybody's acting like you guys are good. If you guys were half as good as talking, maybe you'd actually be good at baseball. So stop, or I'm going to throw out one of your coaches, you know,
Yeah,
and
control. You guys got to control the game. You
control the
have
game.
to,
But I also have to put
because if
them,
not, it's over.
and I also have to, be Bronx with them, And I joke with kids. Like this one kid behind was joking. He's like, it was a wild pitch, and he was standing by the gate. He's like, "Chill, I want to have kids." And I turned around. I was like, "You got to get laid first." And it brings everybody down. It knows that I'm hearing you though too, but I'm not. I don't suggest every umpire do that. That's not one size fits all. But I'm from the Bronx. I grew up not that far from where I was umpiring. I know these people. These are my people.